Okay. So let me start again, sorry, because I forgot to record. So for the first step is go to your top and left file. Okay, you go to your company profile. Okay, company profile. All right. After that, over here, you need to set your company details. Okay, your company details. Okay, just put in your name, your register number, your address, country, Malaysia, postcode. Okay, coordinate is for the location if you want to use. If you don't want to use, just leave it as 00. Okay, and then phone number and also email address. Okay, all this I mentioned just now, everything is compulsory. You need to fill up. Okay, because all this is required to submit to LHDN details. Okay, if you don't have emails, you must create an email. Okay, if you don't have email, you cannot submit your e-invoice. Okay, even phone number. Okay, phone number doesn't matter in the form of your office number or your personal number also can. No problem. Okay, must fill up. Okay, address. Okay, register number. All right. Then you go to here, my invoice. You go to here, my invoice. After that, you will able to see TIN number and also BRN, business register new. Okay, so you can click this search button. Actually, this search button actually our SQL will link to SSM and also LHDN, my tax portal. So their business register, so their TIN number we can fetch. So when you press OK, it will automatically fill up for you. Okay, for the business register number and also the TIN number. All right. So if you have logo, company logo, you can just right hand click, load, right? Then load your company logo. Okay. After done all this, you can press save. Okay. So if some of you not yet link to the My Invoice, so I will roughly show you how. You can go to here under the My Invoice tab, same. You connect My Invoice. All right. After you connect My Invoice, over here, it will ask you to log in your director IC. Director, okay, director IC. Okay. After you log in, then you need to go to My Invoice. Okay, My Invoice, do the linking. Okay, if you're not sure how to do the linking, don't worry. You can always call our support. All right, you can always call our support or WhatsApp us. We will help you to do the linking. So let's say you are starting on the 1st of January 2026. Okay, then you go to here. You can choose 1st of January 2026. Okay, so the good news is if you are not more than 1 million, okay, if you are not more than 1 million threshold for your yearly revenue, okay, your yearly revenue, not more than 1 million, you can on hold. You no need to start. Okay, but if your revenue is more than 1 million, then yeah, I'm so sorry. You need to start 1st of January 2026. Okay, so over here, after you've done all linking, then you can click register ERP. Okay, that's it. End of story. So for the 1 million, doesn't mean that 2025 only. Okay, let's say if your company start on 2018. Okay, so you need to check every year. Okay, from 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Okay, which year of the yearly revenue that you have reached 1 million. If every year you don't reach 1 million, then you no need to start your e-invoice. Okay, if one of the year 2018 or 19 or maybe 20 have reached the threshold of 1 million, then I'm so sorry that you need to start your e-invoice. Yeah, it's compulsory to start. You cannot hold. If you're on hold, then our beloved, lovely government might give you love letter. The love letter consists of saman. Okay, done everything, save, then you can close. Okay, this is the first step for the e-invoice. Okay, then we can go through our stock. Okay, we can go to our stock. We go to maintain stock item. All right, let me take LD Silver as example. Okay, so some of you or most of you will say to me, hey, if my company don't have stock, how? So do I need to create item stock or no need? Okay, so it's optional that you want to create stock item or not. Okay, it's optional if you want to create stock item or not. Okay, it's optional. But if you have created stock item, then you can define your classification. Okay, classification code has 45. Okay, has 45 category. So I'm not going to go through every category, but I will go through some of the category that is a common. Okay, the most common and 80 to 90% will be used by almost every company. Okay, doesn't matter it's a trading company, okay, or it's what company, all right. Mostly it's trading company lah, all right. Is fall under 0 to 2. Okay, is fall under 0 to 2, which is others. Okay, so if you are a motorcycle shop, you are selling motor or car, all right, so you can use 0 to 5. Okay, so if you have insurance, okay, if you are insurance company or you are helping people to do insurance in your company, all right, so you might need to use reimbursement. Okay, you might need to use reimbursement. If your shop got motor or car, all right, if you help the car or motor to maintain or repair, all right, then yes, you need to use 030, repair and maintenance. Okay, if you are a rental service, okay, which is rental of motor vehicle lah, okay, then you can choose motor vehicle rental. Okay, but mostly, commonly, 80 to 90% of almost every company uses 0 to 2, which is others. So if you're not sure, oh, this category is under which category, okay, at the moment, yes, you can always use 0 to 2, 0 to 2 others, no problem. Okay, if you're not sure, you don't know, you don't not sure, not confirm, you can always use 0 to 2 others. Okay, so let me guide you how to create a stock item. You can press new on my right hand side. Let's say on the cell phone, yes, 35U, say Samsung 35 Ultra. Okay, then you can filter by the item group, whether this one is under furniture, lighting, all right, raw materials or others, or default. Okay, then you can put your reference cost, your reference price, all right. But most importantly, I want to touch is about classification. So for the phone, all right, for the phone device, or we say device, you can use 0 to 2 others. Okay, device you can use 0 to 2 others. Okay, then you can press save. That's it. End of story. If you don't want to use stock item or you don't have stock item, so how do I fill in my classification? Okay, I will guide you afterwards. Okay, I will go through one by one. Okay, I will go through one by one. But if you are not sure or you don't understand, you can always ask in the chat box. I will check it afterwards. Okay, because we will have Q&A session after my training session. So don't worry. Okay, we will have training session. We will have Q&A sessions. All right. After we done our stock, so we need to do our supplier. We need to do our supplier. Go to supplier. Go to maintain supplier. All right. Let me take the first one as example. ADY International. Okay. To key in a supplier, you need to key in their name, company name, all right, or personal name. Okay. Depends on who you take the supplier with lah. All right. Then you fill up their address, country, postcode, phone number. All right. So let me press new. Okay. Let me take my company as example. It's off. And then I'll show you text over here. Okay, text over here is very important because we need to fill in their TIN number, also their business register. But then, like I said, because our SQL actually is very powerful. Okay. When we use this search button on my right hand side, okay, it will link to our SSM and also my invoice, my tax. So let's say the first one is my company. All right, the first one is my company. I press OK. It asks me to replace the name because I write in the short form. So I press yes, it will automatically help me fill up. Okay, so you will see automatically fill up for me. The business register number also will be filled up. And also if you realize that the TIN number, TIN, also will automatically fill up for us. So actually it's very, very flexible. All right, you don't even need to email or WhatsApp or call, okay, or walk into their office and ask, hey, what is your TIN number? Actually, you don't need to do all these steps anymore. Because SQL, as long as they got registered SSM and they got update in their this my tax, my invoice, then yes, we will able to search and automatically fill up for you for the details. Okay, their business register and also their TIN number. Okay, but also will happen if when you search we got the register number but don't have TIN number, also might be happen because of, like I said, if they didn't register, if they didn't update in their my tax, my invoice portal, then their TIN we will not able to fetch it. So this one you can manually ask from them. Okay, you can manually ask from them, or okay, you just right hand click. Okay, you just right hand click on the blank space. You can use this one. Create info request. Create info request. Okay, you can press this one. All right, because this one, my one is testing company, so I cannot use this function. All right, so you can use this create info request. After you press this, it will generate one link. Okay, it will generate one link for you. Okay, this link you can copy and send to your customer. Okay, doesn't matter in WhatsApp or email. All right, after you send to them, ask them kindly please fill up the information for the e-invoice required. All right. If you're not sure what is that, you can always just create info request and then you can try to open the link yourself. Then you will understand. Very simple only. Okay. All right. So after done, fill up their business register and also their TIN number. Their addresses must be filled up. Okay. their addresses must be filled up. Example, and then their their postcode. Let's say this one is to me. Like I said earlier, this one doesn't matter in a mobile phone or in a office number. Okay, and also email address. Okay, then over here, all right, then you are able to see credit terms. Okay, you can always set the credit terms with this supplier. All right, today I'm not going to touch more about this. I will touch more about the e-invoice submission thing. Okay, okay, here properly. Okay, here properly. For the e-invoice submission, there will be three types: non, self-bill, and also consolidate. Three type, non, self-bill, consolidate. Okay, so for the self-bill, you just need to remember one thing. If this supplier, okay, if this supplier is a foreign supplier, okay, or overseas suppliers, okay, then it will fall under self-bill. Okay, it will fall under self-bill. Okay, as simple as that. Just remember self-bill for the foreigner. If this supplier is a foreigner, then it's consider self-bill. Okay, for Malaysia local company, is also considered as self-bill. Okay, these two type only. The first time is foreigner company. The second time is local company with TIN number. Okay, local company, local Malaysia company with TIN number. These two type is considered self-bill. Okay, for consolidate, very simple. Just remember one thing. If this local company, Malaysia, don't have TIN number, it's fall under consolidate. It's fall under consolidate. Okay, local Malaysia company without TIN number, or they don't know what is their TIN number, or they forget, or what, or they always say, what is TIN number? I don't know, I don't have. Then you can use consolidate. Okay, but for supplier side, if it's a local Malaysia company, you can always put none. Okay, you can always put none. You don't need to do self-bill, no need to do consolidate. You can always skip. Okay, for the self-bill part, it's more focused on if it's a foreigner. Okay, if it's a foreigner company or you are doing importation. Okay, it's more important if you are dealing with foreigner or you are dealing with importation. Then it must be post to self-bill. Okay, it must be post to self-bill. And then the due date is, if I'm not mistaken, is 2 months. Okay, 2 months. 2 months is the due date you must submit. Okay. For consolidate, is the every month. Let's say I want to submit for the December. So it's the next month, which is January, before 7 days. It doesn't matter on which month you are at, you want to submit consolidate. Let's say I want to submit for the February consolidate. So it's the next month, which is March, before 7 days. That's the due date lah. Okay. And then, all right, classification. Okay, classification, we have 8 types. Okay, eight types. Let me open this for you to see. Documentation. One moment, e-invoice. Okay, so you want to screenshot or what? Up to you. Or you want to take picture also can.
Okay,
Okay.
then okay.
All right. So over here, you will able to see this is the 8 types of self-bill. Okay, 8 type of self-bill. So some clients, some customer always ask, hey, if I want to submit for my expenses, how do I need to do self-bill? Or I don't need to do self-bill? So what is the solution? So it's very simple. It's very simple. If your 8 category, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 category not inside here, then yes, you no need to do any self-bill. Okay, let me go through one by one. Okay, a quick one. Okay, the first one is if you are doing payment to agent, dealers, distributors, okay, let's say you are a big company, you have dealers, you have agents, you have distributor. Okay, if you are not doing this, then the number one, skip. Okay, cross it. That no need to do self-bill. Okay. The second one, like I said earlier on, goods, souls, or services rendered by a foreign supplier. This one I was saying earlier. So you're dealing with foreign supplier, then yes, you must do self-bill. Compulsory. You must do self-bill. Okay. Then the third one, profit distribution. If your company have dividend of the distribution, then yes, you must do self-bill. But if you don't know what is dividend, then okay, the number 3 you can cross. That no need to do. All right. And then the fourth one. Okay, the fourth one always people will always blur and confuse. Okay, which is electronic commerce, which is e-commerce. E-commerce such as Shopee, Lazada, TikTok, and Shopee Pay or whatever, any e-commerce platform. Okay. All right. This one, this platform need to do self-bill or not? No. This one, they need to do the thing for you. Okay, they do the things for you. So actually, you don't need to do any self-bill also whatsoever. Okay. So number 4 usually is that cross. Because if you are not Shopee or Lazada or TikTok, you don't need to do anything about this. Okay. Okay. The number 5. The number 5, I believe most of you, 99% is need to cross that this one. Okay. That. Why? Because if you are not Toto, okay, or what is the platform? I don't know. I only know Toto or whatsoever lah. Okay, if you're not doing all this, because this one is to pay out to all betting and gaming winners. Okay, it's not like your company doing annual dinner and doing any competition, got winning, got money, got prize. Not this one. Okay, that one is company expenses. That one is not this number 5. Okay, this number 5 is like Toto or whatsoever, the betting platform lah. What platform I also don't know. I just know Toto lah. All right, because I don't know all this. But if you are not one of these, the I mentioned earlier on, okay, if you are not doing any gambling, then no. Number 5 is that cross. Okay, number 6. Number 6, we will see transactions with individual who are not conducting a business applicable only if the other self-bill circumstances are not applicable. This one usually number 6. Number 6 usually is like rental. Okay, if you are doing rental and you don't have a company, you are renting to someone. Okay, then you will issue a opposite. Okay, which is you rented to the person. The person will do the payment voucher for you. Okay, so actually it's 50-50 also. Okay, if you're not submitting any e-invoice, then the one who renting your place, he or she can do the self-bill. But it's 50-50 lah. If you didn't do, it's also okay. If you do, also okay. So number 6, sometimes it's very tricky lah. If you're not understand, you can always ask again. Okay, this is number 6. Okay, then number 7. Okay, number 7 is very simple. Interest payment. Okay, interest payment. Usually interest payment is like bank. Okay, if you are in a financial institution. Okay, if you are not doing, if you are not a bank, okay, then number 7 you can skip. Okay, usually number 7 is applied to bank. Okay, if you're not bank, then number 7 you can skip. All right. Number 8, claim compensation or benefit payment from the insurance business of an insurer. Number 8 is also very simple. If your company is not insurance or not doing any insurance thing, then number 8 also cross it. Okay. So usually, commonly, 80% to 90%, only number 2 and maybe some other lah. Usually from the 8 category, 80 to 90% kena is 1 until 3 only. What is the 3 is the first one is number 2 lor. The second one usually is profit distribution lor. And then the third one is normally number 6 transaction. Okay, 2, 3, 6. The others very very rare. Okay, very very less. Unless like I said just now, if you are one of the department that I mentioned earlier or one of the company that I mentioned earlier. If not, then no need to think so much. Okay, so remember, don't call, don't ask, don't WhatsApp and ask me, hey, my expenses my toll my parking my sales commission my EPF my SOCSO do I need to submit self bill then I will close your call. No lah, so like just joking only. Actually, no need. Okay, toll, parking, okay, petrol, whatever stuff claim, no need to do self bill. Okay, whatever company expenses, also no need to do self bill. Company expenses such as company electricity, water, rental, okay, stationaries, okay, printing, whatsoever, or maintenance of the aircon or maintenance whatsoever lah. No need to do self bill, but you can always key in your cash book entry to have a record. Okay, to have a record. All right. So I think I explained more than enough on the self bill part. Okay. So most of you is very nervous. Okay, very kanchong. Okay, just relax. Okay, self bill, most of the time actually no need to do. Most of the time no need to do. Unless, like I say lah, only this 8 category lah. Okay, if you're not fall under any of these 8 category, then yes, you can skip everything. You don't need to do any self bill. Skip. Okay. Oops. Let me reconnect. All right. First, I think I explained too long already until it disconnect. Okay. Let me go back to the supplier. Okay. Give me one moment. Let me fill in again for the details because it has been disconnected. Okay, the first one is my company. Yes, you help me updates everything. Okay. Okay. Mail.com. Okay. So like I said earlier on, if it's a Malaysia company, local company, then you can put none. Okay, you don't need to do any self-bill. Okay. It's just self-bill for foreign supplier. Okay, foreign supplier. All right. Okay, then you have classification code. Normally, classification code just use 036 if you're not sure. Okay, if you're not so sure, if you don't know, or not conform, you can always use 036 self-bill others. Okay, unless you are doing importation goods or services. Okay, stay. Okay, so this is maintain supplier. Then we can go to our customer. Then we go to maintain customer. Same thing, press new on my right hand side. Okay, just key in the company name. Let's say I key in another company name, history. Then you're able to see here, everything is empty as usual. I press the search button. Let's say the first one, I want to update, or I use this one. Okay, because it's a short form, I press yes, update the name. So you will see the register number and also the TIN number will automatically fill up for you. Okay, like I said, if sometimes it will happen, sometimes it will happen, the TIN number is empty. Like I said, because they not yet update in their My Invoice, My Portal. Okay, My Invoice, My Portal. Okay, so it's normal. So, but you can always use right click, create info. Okay, create info request. Okay, after they fill in their info request, then you can retrieve info request. Everything will update automatically. Okay, if you're not sure, you can always try after this, because every company have these features. It's free to use. And again, this one doesn't matter, need to be in a phone number or is a office phone. So can, no problem. And also, email address is compulsory. Must be. Okay. So for the e-invoice compliance, it's very important that you have the business register and also the TIN number. If you, let's say, you don't have the TIN number, then you can press this down arrow. You can select, if it's a Malaysia local company, then you can select 010 general public. Okay. If it's a Malaysia local company without TIN number, then you can select, you can go here, TIN, press this down arrow, 010 general public. Okay. If it's a foreign buyer, then you must select 020 foreign buyer. Okay. If it's a foreign supplier, then yes, you need to select 030 foreign supplier. Okay, clear enough? Foreigner definitely don't have TIN number. Don't simply go and ask, hey, what is your TIN number? They will give you a lot of question mark. What is TIN number? TIN number only for Malaysian. TIN number is only for Malaysian, not for foreigner. Okay, foreigner always neither is foreign buyer or is a foreign supplier. Okay, 040 is government. If you are dealing with government project, then yes, you can use government. Okay, if you are not dealing with any government related, please don't use 040, only use 010. Okay, for Malaysia local. All right, doesn't matter it's a company or it's a personal. All right. Okay, then I'll touch a bit about area. Area, you want to split this customer, this one is under Selangor. Okay, I can choose Selangor. Okay, agent, let's say salesperson handle this customer. So let's say the first one actually on the assign. Okay, if you have currency, then yes, you can assign what currency that you are dealing with. Okay, SGD, USD, TWD. Okay, then credit terms, you have 30 days, 60 days, COD, and whatsoever, how many terms you have. Statement, aging on, price tag, you can leave it. The most important part I want to touch about this one, e-invoice submission. Okay, e-invoice submission. E-invoice submission for customer. Okay, for customer only have two type. Only have two type. E-invoice or consolidate. Don't have None. Don't have none. Only e-invoice and consolidate. Only two category. Okay? Don't have none. Okay? Don't go outside and say Sen Yong say got none. Uh, I will not jawab you. Okay? So for e-invoice, very simple. You just need to remember two types. Just need to remember two types. Okay. The first type is Malaysia local company with TIN number. Doesn't matter this Malaysia local company or is a Malaysia personal with TIN number, then it's fall under category of e-invoice with TIN number. With TIN number. Okay, that's the first type. The second type is very simple. As long as this customer is a foreigner, okay, if it's a foreigner, then yes, it's fall under e-invoice. Okay, it's fall under e-invoice if it's a foreigner. Okay, it's a foreigner buyer. Then yes, it's fall under e-invoice. Okay, and then for the consolidate, the second one, just remember one type more than enough. Malaysia local company or personal without TIN number. Malaysia local company or personal without TIN number. Okay, fall under consolidate. Why they are without TIN number? It's because they are. It's not because they don't have TIN number. It's just actually they don't know what is their TIN number. Every company and every Malaysian citizen after 18 years old will have one TIN number. It's just like a birth certificate. So TIN number is just like our birth certificate. So we definitely will have TIN number. If he or she say don't have, actually it's nonsense because it's just that he or she don't know only. That's it. Or the company don't know only. But now it's very, very convenient. You can always log in to my tax to check. Because in the my tax, you can always know your income tax number, which is TIN number. TIN is tax number. Okay, income tax number. Okay. So after everything over here, press save. End of story. As simple as that. Okay. I want to emphasize again. Want to say one more time. Okay. For the invoice submission, for the customer part, only two category: invoice and consolidate. There is no such thing as none. Okay. Don't go outside and say Sen Yong say got none. Okay. I did not approve that. All right. Okay. Finish. Close. Okay. So we have done our stock, supplier, and also customer. Now we need to do our purchase. Okay. We need to do our purchase. Okay. So we do have purchase request, purchase order, good receipt, and also purchase invoice. So if your company policy doesn't require you to do A to Z, you can always jump to purchase invoice. Okay. But today I'm going to show you simple tricks how to do if you have purchase order. Okay, let's say I start from purchase order. Press new on my right hand side. Select the supplier, which is I created just now, Resource. Okay. So over here, if you have stock item, yes, you can select. If you don't have stock item, then you can just always key in. Sorry. Let's say project A. Okay, one example. This one without stock item. Okay. So if you have stock item, then yes, you can just select the item lah, which I created. Oh yeah, because reset already. So never mind. I forgot I reset already. Let me take LD silver as example. Let's say I'm to buy 2 items, 5 items. Okay, save. Okay, then this one you will need to send to your supplier. They confirm, no problem. Okay. Then you can just go to purchase order over here, the wording. All right. You can just right hand click. You can transfer to purchase invoice. All right. Transfer to purchase invoice. Give me one moment. Let me drink some water. All right. Sorry. I'm back. Okay. So when you transfer from the purchase order, whatever updates, whatever things that you have did in your purchase order, it will automatically bring forward everything. Okay. Then you just press save. End of story. Okay. Like I said earlier on, for the self-bill purchase, for the supplier side, if it's a not foreigner, everything no need to do any self-bill. If it's a foreign supplier, then yes, you need to do the self-bill. Over here, on my right hand side, you will see my invoice. You're able to see submit invoice. Okay, this one, let's say example, I want to submit the self-bill. Let me change the setting from submission none to self-bill. Why self-bill is because this company have TIN number and also business register number. Okay, then press save. Okay, this is how you do self-bill. You go to my invoice on your right hand side. Then you are able to see submit sandbox invoice. Press it. Then it will show. So it will show valid and also UUID. Okay. So these two show already means you have successfully submitted the LHDN My Invoice portal. Okay. We have preview and also we have print. If you want to print or preview also can. Let me take the simple one. Okay. So this is the QR code that I wanted to say to you. This is the QR code I want to say to you. Okay. So you can always scan this QR code. Okay. If you guys want to scan, I can give you guys scan for 1 to 2 minutes. This is the QR code that I mentioned to you. Okay. After you submit your self-bill or e-invoice or consolidate, okay, the QR code will automatically fill up for you. Okay. Maybe you take 1 minute. Okay. Let me drink some water also. So let you guys try. Okay, I think you guys scan enough. Okay, then I will show you all outside over here. You will see the status become valid. All right, and also you will see there will have a green tick and also 2D. Okay, 2D actually is 2 days. Actually, it's 3 days. After 3 days, because it's 72 hours, right? So after you submit, it becomes 71, 59, 59. That's why it becomes 2 days. Actually 3 days lah. Okay. So after 72 hours, once you do submission, you cannot do any amendment. Okay, you cannot do any amendment after 72 hours. Within 72 hours, you can still cancel, re-amend, and redo. Okay. And I will talk about importation of the billing from my invoice, my portal. Okay, you will see over here, my invoice over here, right inside. Press 1 time. You will able to see batch import. Okay, batch import e-invoice. Okay, so let me show you all. I press apply. This is all I received, which means that this is the supplier, okay, has submitted the e-invoice for us. Okay, this is all the supplier has submitted the e-invoice for us. Okay, so over here you can see every transaction. Every transaction. Okay, let's say if you want to I want to import, you select your company, your supplier, GoLink. Okay, because I don't have GoLink. So let's say I use back Resolve. Okay, then over here, if you have stock item, you can select your stock item. Okay, if you have purchase account, you can always select your purchase account. Okay, then you just press the download function. Okay, say done. Then you can close this screen. Then you press refresh. Pop. Then you will see imported from my invoice. So whatever that your supplier has submitted to the LHDN, okay, what I foresee is in future, you no need to do one by one, no need to key in one by one anymore. No need to key in one by one, keyboard, mouse, PC, hardware, whatsoever. You can always import from the my invoice. Okay. If they have done submitted, if they not yet submitted, then I'm so sorry. This import you are not able to see the billing yet, because they have not yet submitted. Once they done submitted, then yes, you can always import the data into your purchase invoice. Okay, very clear. Okay, if you're not so sure, you can always write in the chat box. I will go through later. Okay, we will have Q&A session after this. All right. Okay, after we done our purchase, then we need to do our sales part. Okay, same as purchase. Once you master how to do the purchase, actually the sales also you will know because it's abang adik. Similar, very same. Okay, we have quotation, sales order, PO, invoice. Okay, as usual, if your company don't need to do so many A to Z, you can always directly use invoice. Okay, let's say today I want to use quotation. I press new. I select the customer that I have created just now. This one is Stream MSC. Okay. Then I select the item. Okay, let's say I want to sell 3 items. Then save. Then yeah, you can always preview or print. Okay. Send to your customer. Okay, this is the sample of the quotation. You can always send to your customer. Okay. Sending to the customer, you can use our WhatsApp function. Here we have PDF file from the WhatsApp. You can press this one after you preview your format. Okay. Here you need to log in one time from your phone. Okay, log in one time. Okay, after you log in, then you will be able to do the sharing directly from the WhatsApp. Okay, you are able to share directly to the WhatsApp. Okay, this function is just like WhatsApp web, but it's inside the SQL accounting. You also can chat inside here. You also can directly send the PDF file to your customer. Very convenient. You no need to email, no need to export, no need to do import export already. Okay. All right. Done everything. Then the customer say, okay, no problem. Proceed. Then the same thing, you just go to quotation over here, right hand click, transfer to sales invoice. After transfer to sales invoice, okay. Then over here, If let's say they request, oh, I want 10% discount. Okay, you can always put discount over here lah. Just key in the 10% discount. Okay. After give them, then they say, hey, can you give me another 55 discount? Make it round up lah. Then okay, then you say, okay lah, give you more 55%. So you no need to do calculate, no need to use calculator. You just press plus button. Okay. Then you just put 55. Enter. Okay. So our discount column can handle multiple level of discount. Okay, can go up to 10, no problem. But don't go up to 10. If you give more than 10 level, I think your company going to bankrupt very soon. Because you are not earning any profit anymore, your company. Okay, so then you just press save. Then you can preview or print as usual. Okay, let's say I use this one, 11, 10. This is the invoice format. Okay, billing to eStream MSC. All right. Then attendance, Sanyong, the phone number, the billing, the discount. Okay. So total payable is 1,007. Thank you for your business. Okay. So we have a lot of report. You can always check, you can always see which one is more preferable to you. Okay. This one I'm not going to go further. I want to go further about the e-invoice part. E-invoice. Okay. After you've done everything, you want to do submission. Right. Okay. So after you done save, you go to right hand side, my invoice. You can do submit sandbox e-invoice. Okay. Now, actually, in the new version, we have this enable e-invoice request. So you can press this one, then you key in the number. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So you will enable. All right. So when we send to the invoice, they can fill up their own. They can scan the QR and then they can fill up their own. Okay, but this one I'm not going to go through. I want to show you how to submit the e-invoice. Okay, you just press submit sandbox e-invoice. As usual, after you submit this e-invoice, you will show valid and also UUID. Once you see these two, then you can close this screen. If you preview your report again, let's say I use 11. Okay, if you preview the report again, over here, bottom right side, okay, this is the QR that you have successfully submitted to the LHDN, My Invoice, My Tax Portal. Okay, so this is the QR that prove that you have already submitted to the LHDN. So some of the customer always say, hey, the e-invoice number need to show. Hey, the e-invoice validation date, the date, or what is the number, token, all of this is optional. Okay, all of this is optional. You no need to show your e-invoice number, you no need to show your token, or no need to show the date. Because when you scan this QR code, right, when you scan this QR code, it already mentioned inside the data. Okay, the details, everything after you scan this QR code. Okay, this QR code has everything is required. Okay, because we always follow the government requirement and rules and everything. Okay, so that's why you don't need to worry. You just need to do the update. Okay, after you submit, everything is up to date. As simple as that. Very simple. Okay, that's why I say e-invoice starting on the next year, 1st of January 2026. Actually, no need to nervous, no need to kanchong, just relax. Everything as usual. It's just additional thing you need to do is submit the e-invoice. Other than that, nothing. Very simple. Just relax. Okay, very simple only. Okay. As usual, you will see the status become valid, and also you will see the green tick and also 2D. 2D is same like the purchase side. Actually, it's 72 hours. Okay, actually it's 72 hours, but because one we submitted, it becomes 71, 59, 59. That's why it becomes 2D. Okay. This is the individual e-invoice to submit. So how about consolidate? How about consolidate? Okay. Let me do one sample for the consolidate. Let me copy this invoice. So I need to do so many. Press new. Paste. Okay. Paste this invoice. Then I change it to consolidate. Okay. Consolidate. Okay. When consolidate, always remember PIN number actually no need. You just need to change to 010 general public. Okay. Then you press save. Okay. Some of the customer also ask me, consolidate, is it compile in everything in one invoice? Actually, no. Actually, no. You just issue as usual your invoice. Okay. You just issue as usual your invoice. Let's say, let me show you all. Let's say I created 3 consolidate e-invoice. Okay. So I have created 3 consolidate to do consolidate. Okay. Consolidate, you will see over here. Okay. Inside don't have consolidate, just for your information. Okay. Inside don't have consolidate. Okay. So the consolidate actually is outside. Okay. Consolidate only on outside. Inside don't have. Okay. So you just press consolidate sandbox e-invoice. Okay. So you see, out of these 3 just now I created 20, 21, 22. Today's date 19, 12, 8 December 19. You just press next. Okay. Press submit. Okay. So you will run. Sometimes you will be fast, sometimes you will be slow. Slow and fast is depend on the network and also depend on the LHDM portal sometimes. Because if too many people submitting at one time, then maybe their server will crash or lag or slow. Like this. Just when I say it will happen. Usually it will not happen. So you need to wait until it become valid. But if you think you wait too long, maybe more than 5 minutes or 10 minutes, you can always try again in a half hour or 1 hour or half day or tomorrow. If you late one day, doesn't matter, it's okay. Like this, very slow, you can wait or you can just close and wait again. I see, done already. Sometimes it will take times. Okay, slow is also normal. It's not because of SQL slow, but it's because of, like I say lah, too many people submitting at one time, then the HDM boom. So they need to take some time. It's just like traffic light. Okay, it's just like traffic light. So we are submitting. Okay, so now you are red light. Other people is green light. So they are submitting first. Pa, 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 pa. Okay, done everything. Then only your turn. Then you become green light. Okay. Okay. Once submitted, and close everything. You will see when I press refresh. You will see everything become valid. Okay, same thing. Okay, as simple as that. Consolidate part. So if you want to submit for the December, you can submit on the next month of the January before 7 days. But some people ask me, I think my consolidate will be very heavy, maybe more than hundreds or maybe more than 1,000 transaction. So can I do earlier submission? Okay. The rules and regulation doesn't mention you cannot submit early. It just say you cannot submit late. Then yes, if you want to submit every week one time or 2 week one time, can, no problem. It just don't be late than 7 days of the previous month. Okay, as simple as that. All right. So let me do another sample for you all. So some people ask me, for the individual part, for the individual submission, can I do in a batch? Can I do want to do one by one? Can. No problem. Let me do one sample again for you all. So for the e-invoice individual, we need to do submission on here, right? But if you have a lot of individual you want to do submission, I think you're not planning to do one by one. Lah. You are planning to do batch submission. Then yes, you can go to my invoice over here. Okay, you can select this one, batch submit e-invoice. Okay, then you select your, see, 23, 24, 25. All right, then you press submit. Okay, submitted, valid. Okay, once it show valid, then you can close the screen. I press refresh. Then yeah, everything is submitted automatically. Very simple. As easy as that. Okay. So I want to show you another thing. You will see over here, the cloud over here. Okay. You will see my invoice and my invoice transaction. Okay, let me show you all what is that. This is, you can filter lah, like just now lah. You can batch submission or batch consolidate. When you apply, then you are able to see lah, which invoice or which purchase that I have not yet submit lah. Same goes to GL, sales, and purchase. When you apply, see got or not lah. If don't have, then nothing. You will also have notification. Notification is when they do submission. And then you will see lah, receiver. And also you have dashboard. Okay, dashboard is for you to see which one is validated already, which one is already submitted to the e-invoice. Okay, we also have separated e-invoice submission amount and also consolidate amount. Okay, all right, understand? So this is, you're able to see valid, invalid, submitted, cancel, or none. Okay, all right, this is the self-bill. Okay, just now we have done one self-bill, that's why I only show only one self-bill lah. All right, also we'll show the valid or submitted or invalid or cancel. Okay, so you were able to see these three. Valid is valid, no problem. Submitted is only submitted, okay, not yet fully submit into the LHDN. So you need to resubmit again. Okay, here properly. Valid is fully completed. Okay, valid is fully completed. Okay, no problem. Submitted is only halfway. Okay, submitted is only halfway. Submitted is only halfway. Doesn't matter in a sales. Okay, doesn't matter if it's in the sales or purchase. It doesn't matter in the sales or purchase. All right, valid is completed. Okay, valid is completed. Submitted is only halfway. So if you see submitted, you still need to resubmit again until become valid. Once it's become valid, then only it fully validated. Okay, invalid will happen sometimes. Invalid because of the company name is invalid, the TIN number is invalid, or phone number is missing, or email is missing, or address is missing, or whatsoever. So the invalid will show the error message. Okay, the invalid will show the error message. If you're not so sure about the error message, you can always screenshot or take picture, then you can send to the group or send to us or call us, or yeah, then we will enter and check for you, and then we will check what is the problem. Okay, so this is the dashboard. Let me see what else. Okay, my invoice transaction. Okay, you will see my invoice transaction. This is the transaction that you were able to see lah. that you have received or issued, all right, or you have submitted. Okay, this one is submitted if you are stuck, and then this one is you receive. Okay, my invoice selection, you can see who submitted to you. Okay, you will see receive. So receive part is the one supplier will send to you. Submitted part is the one that we have submitted to the LHDM. Okay, very simple. As simple as that. One is submitted, one is received. Receive is the supplier that has submitted to us. Submitted is the one that we have submit to the LHDM ourselves. Doesn't matter it's a self-bill or invoice. Okay. All right. I think so far so good. Now I would like to go through Q&A session. So I will have more time for you all. So if you guys don't understand, or if you guys need me to show you more about which part, or you want me to explain more about which part, you guys can open mic, or you guys can write in the chat box. I will answer your question accordingly lah. So now I would like to go to Q&A session, and then I would like to drink some water first, so you guys can think, or you guys can ask anything that you don't understand or want me to show again. Okay. So if you guys have any question, you guys can always ask in the chat box, so I will answer you all. Okay. Let me go one by one for the Q&A. For the lead question, remarks means you mean in the stock item remarks, is it? If you mean in the stock item remarks, then actually it's just the additional info. Just additional info. You can always just key in the remarks. Additional info lah. For internal or external use also can. Okay. For the iPhone user, I don't have my invoice. What do you mean by I don't have my invoice? Can you elaborate? Elaborate more. Okay, what do you mean you don't have my invoice? You mean you don't have the software, or you don't have the setting, or what? All right. For the iPad 13 user, number one, company profile, email our usual email or receive e-invoice email notification. For the email, you can use your usual email lah. Doesn't need to use your receive e-invoice notification email. This email, so it will present in your letterhead. Okay, you will show in your letterhead. Then they usually, if your supplier or customer have problem, they will email to you. Then you use the email lah. That you need to check. For number two question, classification. Jewelry retail store. Can I use 022? Yes. Jewelry retail store, you can always use 022 because at the moment jewelry retail store don't have any specification. Then yes, you can use 022 for iPad 13. Okay. For Mock GL, manufacturer of furniture, what will be the classification code? Okay, manufacturer of furniture, at the moment, you can use 022. Okay, you can use 022. All right, you can use 022. Okay, and let me go to another question. For the Kavita question, if logistic company can use 022, yes. Logistic company can use 022, yes. Correct. Can. No problem for Kavita question. For guide question, can I know this Zoom got replay? Yes, this Zoom got replay. Don't worry. You can always request us for the replay. Okay, you can email us. You can send us your email or WhatsApp us. We will send you the link. We will send you the link. For IPIN 13 question, number 3, maintain supplier e-invoice submission. Usually supplier will bill me. Should I put as none or local supplier? Yes, you can just put none. Okay. For the Malaysia local company, because they will submit the e-invoice for you, then you just put none. Yes, correct. No need to do any additional extra thing. Even today, if they not yet start their e-invoice, you also can put none. You don't need to do self-bill. Okay, you don't need to do any self-bill. All right. For Lenovo question, if tin number customer given different with number when I click search BIN, should I follow customer or SQL? Okay, this one is very subjective. Okay, this one is very subjective. You can follow customer first, then you can follow SQL. What do I mean by that? Follow customer first. If when you do submission of the e-invoice cannot pass, then you only follow SQL. Because we are not sure which one is up to date. Because sometimes our linking to LHDN, right? The My Tax My Invoice portal. Sometimes your customer may be updated, but due to the LHDN needs some times to update their latest information, so which fetch directly maybe still the old information. So sometimes they will have delay. Okay, the LHDN will have delays of the question. So the updates. Okay, so let me write customer, then SQL. Okay, for May question, payment for runner to pay road tax and push-button tax. Is that under self-bill? This one actually no. This one actually no. Not under self-bill. Because why no? Because they not yet specific yet. They just mention agent. Okay, they just mention agent over here. Let me show you all. They just mention agent. But it's 50-50 lah, if you ask me. It's 50-50. Okay, it's 50-50. You want to do self-bill also can. You don't want to do self-bill also can. It's very 50-50. Okay, for your question. For May question. Okay, for iPad, it's for iPad 13 again. Number 4. I received purchase invoice from my supplier. I am in category 1. Payment to agent, dealer, distribution, etc. Do I have to do self-bill? Then yes. If you are in category number 1, payment to agent, dealer, distribution, and extra, then yes, you need to do self-bill. Okay, you need to do self-bill. For Hui 11, if utility bills not registered under company name, need to do self-bill? Actually no. Okay, for Hui 11, no need. Because it doesn't fall any other 8 category that are showing on my screen right now. Okay, on my screen right now, and doesn't fall under utilities. Okay, don't have utilities. So it doesn't matter it's a company or personal, you no need to do any self-bill. Okay. For May question, why some company I look up only company register, no fill in, and there is no tax file number appear? Is that this company only registered with SSM and haven't registered create tax yet? Is that all company without TIN number must put general public request from them? Okay. For the May question, why some company I look up only company register number fill in and there is no tax number appear? It's normal, like I said earlier. Yes, they have registered under SSM, but maybe they have not yet update in their My Tax portal. That's why don't have the income tax number yet. So it's normal. So yes, you can ask from them. Okay. And is that all company without TIN number must put general public or we need to request from them? Okay. First of all, you can request on them, but if they are not responsive, if they don't know, then yes, you can put general public instead of request from them. But you must try to request from them first lah. Okay. If they're not responsive or they don't know, then yes, you can just always put general public. Okay. For Lim 250908 question, if foreign customer how? I think I mentioned already, right? For the foreign customer. If it's a foreign customer, then you need to do e-invoice. Okay, you need to do e-invoice. Okay. For guide question, purchase invoice need to submit as e-invoice. Purchase invoice need to submit as e-invoice. No, purchase invoice is only self-bill or consolidate. Okay, purchase invoice, like I mentioned earlier on, if you are not under any of the 8 category, okay, usually number 2, yes lah. Okay, usually number 2, yes. If not out of this 8 category, then you no need to do any self-bill. Okay, not like e-invoice. Purchase invoice is purchase invoice. It's not submit like e-invoice, no. Okay, forget question. If I'm answering, you are not, you don't understand, or maybe I answer not in a good, or maybe you don't understand what I'm trying to say, you can always ask again, so I will explain it again. But I will go through one by one. Sorry for my late. Okay, for iPad 13 question, for number 5 question, I've purchased something from my supplier. They give me 30-day credit. After 30 days, I want to pay to them. Usually I do cash sales, then to DO, deliver order, and then transfer to cash sales invoice. Do I need to click my invoice? Why I do like that? Because I want to knock off contra one of the purchase invoice from my supplier. Can I do like that, or I need to change to a different method? Oh, I think you mean this supplier, in the same time, the company also is your customer, right? So he is your supplier and also he is your customer. Then yes, you can maintain this, no problem. Because you will purchase from this customer, sorry, you will purchase from this supplier. And also in the same time, he will purchase something from you. So you want to do contra. Yes, can. You can remain the same, no problem. But whatever thing that he purchased from you, then yes, you need to do submission if you already start your e-invoice. If you not yet start e-invoice, you no need to do any submission. For the my invoice, only for the one that who have started their e-invoice. Okay? If you're not yet start your e-invoice, no need to do anything. Okay, you just do contra, no problem. For iPad 13, you can use the same method, no problem. This method is okay, workable. For Joyce's question, every time we issue sales invoice, immediate go to my invoice to click on submission to e-invoice. Okay, for Joyce's question, if this sales invoice is confirmed, no problem, no changes, then yes, you can always immediately go to my invoice and then click on submit e-invoice. No need to drag, no need to hold. Because sometimes I don't know why people go in the hole and drag, why wait so long. Because when we wait, sometimes we forget. If you're sure this invoice no changes anymore, then yeah, you can do the submission immediate. And so sorry, I forgot to mention, for the sales part, customer side, for the e-invoice, there is no due date. Okay, there is no due date. So let's say today I issue 19, okay, December 19. So the e-invoice submission date of the due date, no, there is no due date at the moment. Until now, until today date, there is no due date. Don't listen to some people say, oh, 3 days must submit, 72 hours, or 1 week, 2 weeks must submit, 1 month must submit. No, no such thing. I never teach such thing. Okay? For e-invoice, there is no due date. Only for consolidate, yes, there is due date. You want to submit for December, next month, January, before 7 days, must submit. Okay? For just question, I hope that clear your question. For Christine, when receive purchase invoice from supplier, and in SQL, we transfer from purchase order, then purchase invoice need to submit e-invoice. Okay. For Christine question, like I mentioned earlier on, for purchase invoice, if today this supplier is not foreigner, not foreign supplier. If it's a Malaysia local company, okay, then you don't need to do any submission of self-bill. Okay, no need to do any e-invoice submission. No need to do any self-bill. Okay, for Christine question. All right. Then we would like to go to Kedai Taya Sing. Okay, how about customer which don't have company? So we can open cash sales or invoice. Okay, for customer that don't have company, you want to open cash sales also can. You want to open invoice also can. Okay, because invoice and cash sales. Okay, let me show you. Okay, while waiting, never mind. Okay, for customer don't have company, you want to open cash sales or invoice also can. No problem, actually. It's okay, it's workable. Today you want to open in cash sales also can. You want to open in invoice also can. Because no problem, there's no restriction. Okay, for kedai taya sing, there is no restriction. Okay, you can always use whatever you want. Okay, no problem. Okay, this one while waiting, never mind. We go to for iPhone question, how to do cash sales. Okay, cash sales how to do. Okay, wait. Let me reset. Cash sales and invoice actually is similar. Okay, cash sales and invoice actually is similar. Okay, let me show you all. This is invoice, this is cash sales. The only difference cash sales and invoice is the payment. Okay, the payment. Let me show you all. Let me do one cash sales. Okay, I select the item. The only difference is when I click save for the cash sales, when I click save, it will show you this dialog box. Okay, payment dialog box. Okay, when you press OK, yeah, this company has paid 650. Okay, then the outstanding become 0, 0, 0, 0.00. Okay, this one cash sales is very, very convenient if you receive payment directly. If you not yet receive payment directly, you can always use, you can still use cash sales, but the payment you put 0. Okay, you can always use cash sales. Okay, the invoice don't have the dialog box. Okay, the invoice don't have the dialog box. So you need to do customer payment manually. Okay, you need to go to customer payment manually. Okay. I hope that solved your question for the iPhone and also Kedai Taya Sing. For guide question, can show how to put classification code for all the stock in one time instead of one by one do? Okay. System by default, every item code will put 022 for you. So you don't need to do anything for guide question. Okay. The classification code automatically system by default will put 022 for you. It's just the specific one, special one, only you need to change one by one. Okay, for guide question. For lead question in company profile, can you elaborate more? Elaborate. Because this question I don't understand, sorry. For user question, for foreign customer, when is the e-invoice submission deadline? Can submit by batch. For foreign customer, like I said, don't have any guideline. Sorry, don't have any due date. Don't have deadline. Okay. You want to submit after 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5th month, 7 months, 6 months also can, no problem. But for my suggestion, my advice, don't drag. Okay. This invoice don't have problem, then you can just submit. Submit as early as possible. Okay. Even though the rules and regulation doesn't mention about the e-invoice submission date. Okay. For iPad 13, number 6, regarding submission to LHDN, the due date submission must make sure, example, end of December, before 7 Jan has to submit. Okay, for the submission LHDN, for the consolidate only, consolidate. Consolidate is happen to every month. It's the same. Okay, I want to submit for my December. Okay, I need to submit on the next month before Jan. Excuse me, before 7 Jan. Before 7 January. All right. So if I want to submit from my, let's say, I want to submit for my April consolidate, then I must submit on the May before 7 days. If it's a not consolidate, if it's a normal e-invoice, individual e-invoice, there is no due date, there is no deadline. Okay? There is no due date, there is no deadline. No problem. When you want to submit, it's up to you. But my advice and my suggestion is, if you this invoice don't have any problem, then you just submit immediately. There is no due date for e-invoice submission. Only consolidate have due date. All right. Okay, for Chua Ka Chun question, actually I don't understand about self-bill. Can I explain one more time? No problem, can. Self-bill, before I go to SQL, let me show you all the self-bill, this one. Okay, for the self-bill, I will explain one more time. Have 8 category. Okay, have 8 category. All right. So the first one is payment to agent, dealer, and distributor. So if you have agents, or if you have dealer, or if you have distributor, then yes, you need to do self-bill for your payment. Okay? If you don't have, then this one, cross it. Ta-da. All right. For the second one, goods sold or services rendered by supplier. So if you are issuing purchase invoice and you are dealing with foreign supplier, then yes, you need to do self-bill for number 2. Okay, if you're dealing with supplier which is overseas. All right. For the third one, profit distribution, dividend distribution. Usually this one is very rare also lah. Okay, the number 2 is very rare. So usually this one you just cross it. Ta-da. All right. And then for the number 4, electronic commerce, which is e-commerce, Shopee, Lazada, TikTok, okay, and any other platform of the e-commerce. Usually, if you are not that platform, if you are using that platform, you don't need to do any self-bill. Only they need to do the self-bill for you. Understand? So the Shopee, Lazada, TikTok, everything, they will do the self-bill, everything for you. You don't need to do anything. You just leave it as it is. Okay? For the number 5, pay out to all betting and gaming winners. If you are not Toto or other brand of the thing that you can purchase anything, okay, all right, then number 5, you just cross it. Ta-da. All right, it's not for the company that have annual dinner and then have prize and then have winner prize. Not this. This one is all expenses. Okay, under refreshment entertainment for company. Okay, it's totally different from this number 5. So number 5 is very rare. Only I think 0.01% company. All right. So ta-da. Number 6, transaction with individual who are not conducting a business. This one usually rental. Okay. Let's say I'm doing rental. Okay, I don't have company, I only myself Sanyong. So I rent to someone. Okay. I rent to a company lah, example. So company Resolve paying me maybe 2005 every month. Okay, every month. Okay. So this Resolve can choose to do self-bill because I'm not doing any e-invoice submission. Then the Resolve, yes, can do self-bill for the payment voucher 2005. for the rental fee only. Okay, rental fee. All right. Other than that, toll parking ticket or so whatsoever, no need to do anything. Okay. Number 7, unless you see interest payment, unless your company is doing financial institution or bank, all right, or if you are bank, all right, okay, or you are along, all right, then yes, you need to do self bill. Usually number 7 and number 5 is and number 8, okay, 5, 7, 8. Usually you need to cross it because unless you are the, like I say lah, if you are bank, or number 8, if you are an insurance company, okay, claim compensation or benefit payment from the insurance benefit of an insurer. If you are in insurance company, then yes, Takafu, okay, AIA, Great Eastern, then yes, okay. Usually 5, 7, 8, cross. All right. I hope that clear your understanding. For iPad 13, self-bill have due date actually. Self-bill has due date. Self-bill depends on which category. Some category is 1 month. Most of the category is 2 months. So if you ask me, most of the category is 2 months. So you have 60 days to submit your self-bill. Under this 8 category lah. If you don't have any under this 8 category, then actually you don't need to worry about self-bill for iPad 13. Most of it I'm not allowed to do consolidate. It depends on your situation. Because normally self-bill usually will do self-bill and very rare case will do consolidate. For purchase side. For purchase side usually need to do self-bill only. Very rare to do consolidate. Consolidate you still can do if you are in under relaxation period of 6 months. After relaxation 6-month period, then you need to do self-bill. Okay, I hope that solved your question for iPad 13 and also Chua Ka-chun. Okay, for mock GL, thanks, welcome. Okay. For SLK, our company have issued pro forma invoice to receive deposit as down payment. Upon receive PO, this deposit need to submit e-invoice or please advise. Thank you. For SLK question, for your deposit, no need to do any e-invoice for your information. Okay. For issue pro forma invoice is a correct. Okay, it's the correct way because we need to have a deposit or down payment lah. If not, later also susah. Alright, I understand your situation. So this situation need to do submission or not? No. Okay, the e-invoice submission only when you issue invoice, the real sales invoice, the finalized figure. Okay, then only you need to do e-invoice submission. Deposit, no need to do any e-invoice submission. Okay, clear? Alright, for formal invoice also no need to do anything. Okay, until you issue until you issue sales invoice or cash sales, then yes, you need to do e-invoice submission. Okay. For lead question, in e-invoice submission, there are 3 categories: non-self-bill and consolidate. You mean we only self-bill? You mean we only neither self-bill or consolidate? We just ignore none. We don't even use it, is it? Okay. For purchase side, like I mentioned earlier on, only 8 category for lead question. For purchase side, you have 3 category. All right, you have non, self-bill, and also consolidate. If you are not under any of the 8 category that I mentioned, sorry, I repeated just now, then you can just put none. All right, you can just put none. If you fall under any of the 8 category, then yes, you can use self-bill. Okay, you can use self-bill. Other than that, you can just ignore. All right, I hope that solved your question for Lee. Okay, for Joyce question, manufacturing factory fabricated metal product CNC put what code? One code apply to all. For metal product, you can put 022 also. Okay, because they didn't specific for metal product. So you can put 022 others. You can put 022 others at the moment. At the moment, they're not yet specific for the metal product. So yes, you can just put 022 others. All right. For iPad 13, question number 7. Cash sales. I issue receipt for my customer. I usually key in IC and phone number. Is that enough? No need customer name and address. Cash sales, customer IC and phone number. If possible, get their name and also address. If possible, it's better because government need the details as possible. If you don't have, if you have IC and phone number, actually it's also enough. It's just don't know when our government will change idea again. IC and number also enough. Yes, it's enough. It's just if you have more than that details, it's better lah. For iPad 13 question, right? For iPhone question, the 1 million income for per month or 1 year. Wow, I think your business very good iPhone. If your 1 million income for per month so keng then I think you e-invoice start already. The 1 million is in a year. Okay, is in a year. If 1 million per month, then I think your yearly revenue 12 million already. So I should congratulation to you. So yeah, the 1 million is accumulate by yearly. Okay, not accumulate by monthly, sorry. By monthly until one year. Okay, 1 year cut off. 1 year cut off. If the 1 million you have reached the target, then yes, you need to start your e-invoice. The next year, 1st of January 2026. If you not yet reach 1 million in any year threshold, then yeah, you can on hold. Okay, you are exempted. You are exempted. Okay, for Dell question, what is classification code for engineering company, machine maker, fabrication? Machine maker and fabrication at the moment, like I mentioned earlier, just now, yes, you can put 022 classification, 022 for others. At the moment, they still not yet specific for any like machinery and fabrication. That's my understanding. Okay. For May question, yes. For May question, yes, you just need to enter as normal expenses more than enough. For payment for runner, road tax and pushback contest, yes, you can just put as normal expenses. Yeah, correct. For Lin question, I have different MSIC code. Do I need to change every time I issue invoice to different customer? As my understanding, company might have different MSIC code. Okay, or you are talking about your customer, or you are talking about your company. Usually, company you just use one MSIC code is more than enough. No, you don't need to use two. You don't need to change also. You just use back the one MSIC code, then you just issue the invoice is more than enough. For Lim question. Okay. For iPad 13, number 4 question, I've received payment from my invoice. I'm in category 1 payment. I received pay purchase invoice from my supplier. I'm in category 1. Then do self-bill. Sorry, not very clear. I mean, I buy something from my supplier. He gave me an invoice. I pay him. Okay. I buy something from my supplier. He gave me an invoice. I pay him. Do I need to do self-bill? No. This one, no. For iPad 13, no. This one, you are purchasing something from the supplier. Okay, you are purchasing something. So, do you need to do self-bill? No. This one, no need to do any self-bill. Okay? This one, no need to do any self-bill. For Karen question, hi trainer, I want to confirm something. Previously, our company only submitted all physical documents once a year to the accountant to prepare our accounts. But starting 1st of January 2026, we need to follow the e-invoicing requirement. So I would like to check for payment to subcontractors, supplier, and all our company expenses. Do we need to record and process every item through the SQL e-invoice system? Or is that a minimum requirement? Do we need to record and process every item through the okay. 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 So for Karen question, okay. For the this one is actually more towards accounting lah. Okay, doesn't related to e-invoice. Okay. It's more towards accounting thing. Okay, if you record more, if you record every details, then you will have more information and you will see uh more clearer picture on the profit and loss and also your balance sheet. Okay, so some of the like you say payment to supplier or your company expenses, not all of the information that you have created in the SQL, you need to do any submission. You don't need to do any submission actually. You can skip the submission. Okay. Most of the things that you mentioned here, you can skip the submission. So you want to pass to your accountant after 1 year, also can. Okay. All right. Okay. Um. So I hope that solved your question for Karen. If you're not so sure, you can ask again. All right. Because your question a bit general, so I will answer in a general one. Okay. For Lenovo question, if company start on 1st January 2026, so I have to submit consolidate from 1 to 6 Jan transaction. No, 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 no. So if you start on 1st of January, your January transaction, all right, will be submitted first time consolidate is on the next month, February. Okay, your submission will be first month will be on the February before 7 days. Okay, on the February for your January transaction. You don't need to do any submission 1st to 6th Jan transaction. No, no need. All right, for your consolidate. Your consolidate the first time will be on the February. Okay, for another question. For Lindy Law, I normally key in invoice from supplier using supplier invoice. Can I continue to do so, or I have to key in using purchase invoice? For Lindy, so like I mentioned earlier on, if yes, you still can maintain using supplier invoice, right? Okay, because you don't need to do any submission self-bill. Okay, if you key in 10 invoice, you key in 10 supplier invoice, only one or two need to do self-bill, example. Okay, example, one or two need to do self-bill, then yes, the one or two invoices, you need to key in purchase invoice. Okay, if the one and two no need to do any self-bill, then everything you key in supply invoice, you still can remain the same. Okay, remain the same. All right, remain the same. No need to change, no need to use purchase invoice. All right. For the another question, so transaction from okay, for consolidated transaction, usually the whole month. Okay, which means that, let's say example, you start on the 1st of January, the normal question. Okay, you start on the next year, 1st of January. So I have 1st of January until 31st of January transaction. All right. So the consolidate will be submitting from the 1st of January until the 31st of January only. Okay. Your February transaction, you no need to be included inside. No need. You just need to include 1st of January until the end of the January and then do consolidate. As simple as that. Okay. All right. Okay, understand. Thank you. For Christine question, I issue PO to local supplier, then I receive invoice from local supplier. Therefore, in SQL, after transfer PO to invoice, purchase invoice, any other things need to do? No, actually no need. Correct already. Correct already. Your ways of doing, like I show you just now. Just now I also do from PO ma. Okay, from the purchase order. And then after I issue to the supplier, then they will issue the invoice for me. After they issue invoice for me, then I will transfer from PO to purchase invoice. That's it. End of story. Correct already for Christine. Okay, this method is correct already. Nothing to do anymore. No more. Nothing. That's end of story. All right. For another question, my supplier don't have my invoice, so we don't need to do self-bill, right? Yeah. For another question, yes. Actually, self-bill, like I show you on my screen, if you are not under 8 category, okay, if you are not under 8 category, then yes, you don't need to do any self-bill. All right. Don't need to do any self-bill. Okay. For Dell question, for the project payment term with down payment, we have issued pro forma invoice. Start from e-invoice. Can we continue previous pro forma invoice to compulsory each issue invoice for down payment? For Dell question, for the project payment terms with down payment. Oh, okay. Yes, you still can continue use pro forma invoice to receive their down payment, no problem. Okay, even you start your e-invoice, yes, you still can continue the same method. Okay, you still can continue the same method, use pro forma invoice to have their down payment. Okay, after maybe the project almost end, almost done, and then the payment almost end, almost done, then yes, you can issue your official invoice. After you issue your official invoice, then yes, you can submit this e-invoice. All right. I hope that solves your question. Okay, for iPhone question. 1 month company income 700,000, include cash sales and Shopee. If your 1 month 700K, then I believe you need to start your e-invoice next year, 1st of January 2026 already. Because you already exceeded the 1 million threshold. Okay, you already exceeded the 1 million threshold. So you need to do your e-invoice. Okay. Understand? For iPhone question, if your 1 month income 700,000 is actually a lot. So the next year, because the next year is 1 million to 5 million. Okay, yearly revenue. Okay, yearly revenue. If you exceeded that amount, then yes, you need to start next year, 1st of January 2026. Okay, I hope that solved your question. For Karen again, so yeah, I want to clarify. Starting 1st of January 2026, we are required to follow the e-invoicing rules. Which part of compulsory for us to submit under e-invoice? For example, do we need to include payment to subcontractors, suppliers, and all the expenses as well? If those are not required, then does it mean we still can continue our old way? Just submitting everything to our accountant once a year at the end of the year. For the at the moment, yes, you don't need to do any submission. All right. You don't need to do any submission. All right. For the expenses, no need. Okay. So yes, you still can use this one submission to your accountant once a year. But I believe you got issue invoice to your customer. Is it? If yes, then yes, actually you still need to submit your e-invoice to the customer or consolidate. If you are only dealing with supplier side, you are not dealing with any customer, then yeah, you can still pass to your accountant once a year lah. I hope that solved your question. If you still not yet understand, maybe you can call me or you can call our support or WhatsApp us to have more understanding about this. Because your one is more specific. Your one is more specific. All right, your one is more specific. Okay, give me one moment. Um, okay, let me copy this. Mhm. Okay, can contact me, right? Okay, I think I answer most of the Q&A question. So if you guys still have any more Q&A, you guys can ask. I still have time for you all, no problem. All right. If you guys don't have any more Q&A, then actually our training session will be ending in maybe 1 more minute. Okay, I will wait 1 more minute. Okay, 1 more minute. If you guys don't have any more question, then we will end this training session. So like I said earlier on, if my explanation or not clear or you don't understand, you still can always WhatsApp us, call us, ask us. Okay? If you don't understand, okay, you can always call us, WhatsApp us. All right, then we will answer accordingly to your question. So I think there is no more Q&A. Thank you all for giving me chance to present to you all. Okay, wait, still got one more. Lindy Law. Lindy Law question. I pay rental of my staff to landlord individual. Normally I key in PV. Can, no problem. You just key in as normal expenses. This one no need to do any self-bill. Okay, for Lindy Law. Okay, this one you just key in normal PV more than enough. You no need to do any self-bill. Yeah, no need to do any self-bill. Correct. Yeah, just key in the expenses. No problem. Can I have video of this training? Yes. After this training, because it need to render, so maybe after lunch, maybe I think 2 or 3, the video will be ready lah. So if you guys keen or want to know more or want to rehearsal or want to listen back to this video, yes, we do have this video, so don't worry. So after this, if you guys need the video, can call us, WhatsApp us, or ask in the group, okay, or just WhatsApp me, I will send you the link. Okay, thank you all for giving me chance to present to you all. If there's nothing else, I think I will end our training session today. Thank you all for joining for today's training session. I hope you all have a fruitful information and very understanding. All right. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful lunch. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye all. Thanks.